Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. I guess you've been thinking that we don't do much recently, that we're posting it maybe a week apart. I've been a little bit remiss at sometimes, and it's been a bit longer than that. But we're always busy, we're always doing something. So previously we completed the extension on the mystery project house, the big house. We then had harvest directly on top of that. We got that underway, got that under control and completed. And then pretty quickly it was Talani's birthday, so you saw that in the previous video. But we're always busy. Our lifestyle here means that we'll be up between 4 AM and 6 AM in the morning. Myself usually around 6 AM, but Talani oftenly will wake up and it might be 4 AM, but she'll have it in mind to do something rather than just sitting around or whatever. But often we will also get up together at the same time. We'll have a quick coffee and then we'll be out and doing things. Predominantly, being a farm and having things that we're growing, we are regularly having to water and maintain those things. You've seen our flower patch 1, which is over in the distance that direction. You see the big house, and then if I zoom in you can see the flowers over that side. Well, we did then start another flower patch, and I think I showed you that where Talani was doing the cultivating. The first flower patch had 1,200 plants. When we buy them as seedlings, 200 a tray, and there's normally about 6 trays that we buy. We put those in and proceed to start growing them. So the ones in flower patch 1 are busily going. You saw us cultivating, ready to put in seedlings in another area. Well, we did. Now they've been in about 2 weeks, so you may have previously seen those, but they're in about 2 weeks and they're going well, they're going strong. There's over 1,200 here on this section. Obviously we wait so that each planting of flowers will come to fruition as the previous one is starting to taper off on the flowers it'll give. As an indication, 1,200 flowering plants over near the big house. Talani will go through and do a cut. Each plant will yield 8 to 10 flowers. So if we talk about 10 flowers a plant on 1,200 plants, that's 12,000 flowers. And when she's going to the market, she'll do that maybe twice, 2 days apart, and so she'll have in excess of 20,000 flowers. The yield for those plants is quite good, but obviously the plants have a life expectancy, and as they start to decline and giving quality blooms, we expect the second patch to be coming up into production, which is what this patch is about. So this will be another 2.5, 3 weeks, and this will be giving us good blooms, and the flower patch 1 will have tapered right off. Now, we regularly have to maintain these. We water them every day or a couple of days. Talani will go through with the cultivator and she'll throw more soil in towards them to try and build up the soil at the base of them, give them a bit more strength, make them stand up more. When they have flowers on, flowers are quite a weight and they can fall over in the wind, or if they get rain on top of them, which makes the blooms extra heavy. So those have been in a little while. Now all of this area is cultivated and nothing was put here for a while. So Talani had a heap of seeds, a lot that I'd brought from Australia, a lot that she had bought herself, and as you can see we have vegetables. We have pak choy, bok choy growing here en masse. So there's a few hundred there over that side. Down here you can see this straw covering these areas here. We've got a few fragile plants in there, like there's got coriander and a few other things that need a little bit of cover for a while. Here, same again, we've also got some seeds which are germinating, and we've got Thelny down there who's going through spraying all the plants. She sprays them with hormones, vitamins, and also when we have something they call maling. Now, maling is normally a parasite, and it can infest the plants and damage them, so it needs that regular care. That happens quite often. We have more vegetables down here, so we haven't been sort of sitting around doing nothing. These all require care. So all the available land space that she had, she likes to fill it. There's no doubt about that. She can't have it sitting idle. Over here, more. Here, more. Couple of long runs all the way up to the road. More vegetables, more vegetables. Some I know the names of, some I don't, but that doesn't matter. Here we have, I can tell you these ones. I can tell you that one is a chili, as is that one, and that one, and that one. A heap of chilies. Obviously it's a very popular thing in Thai cuisine, in Asian cuisine. So we take care of all these, we give them plenty of food, we give them vitamin. Vitamin is the word that Thais will use when they try to talk English. Basically vitamin is fertilizer. The translation's a little bit off, but you get the gist of it. Our lemon trees are getting good water now. We have the solar pump running, and the lily pond down the very end there that it was primarily supplying water to and keeping it as a pond, Thelny has programmed for the tractor to go through and turn that, and what we end up with there is whether it's just a refresh and we're going to end up with a lily pond again, or whether she's got something else planned, you and I will find out about the same time. But anyway, the solar pump's pumping all the time that the sun's out, because we need to dry that pond area out, otherwise the tractor's going to sink in it. So it hasn't had water on it now for about 2 weeks. So the water's got to go somewhere. Rather than turn it off, we've got a lot of blue poly 35mm pipe. We've got it laid out, connected to the pump, and we're watering the lemons. Okay. Limes. Thai people call that form of citrus, lemon or lime, they call it lemon. In fact, the Thai supposed lemon is a lime, a western lime. Now, we have 3 rows of lemon trees. In the middle, there is a ditch or a hollow. There's one here, and on the other side there's another ditch. And what we found is that we can flood those with water from the solar pump, which is doing at the moment. And the citrus trees, the lemon trees, roots branch out, and they get that. So that's what we're doing at the moment. We are hitting them quite hard with water, and I did fertilise them this morning. Down here you can see there's some fertiliser there on the ground, the white, a bit of NPK, but they're coming on really well. They're really happy. Took a bit of sorting out. There's a lot of fruit on all the trees. Some's got some fruit that is quite ready to pick. With Christmas, New Year coming on, primarily New Year as far as sort of Asia goes, is usually the biggest celebration. Limes, lemons get used a lot in culinary and various celebrations, whether it's used in beverages or whether it's used in cooking. It's used a lot. And around the time of New Year, there's such a big draw on lemons, on limes, that the price goes up, and usually the supply gets quite short. But we're in a good situation in that we've got trees with a lot of fruit on them. Some is ripe. As you can see, they start to yellow. They're definitely ready for picking. They don't go full yellow. What they'll normally have is an immature lemon is that colour. It's a deep green. But as they become ready for picking, they will go to a green that is a lot of yellow speckle in it and yellow coloration in it. They never go yellow. They go green yellow. They're ready for picking. But we've got a lot of stuff that's going to be coming ready, being harvested is the word, I guess, in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So we're hitting them with some fertiliser, we're hitting them with a lot of water, and hopefully we'll get a good pick out of these a few times, and we should be able to get a bit of money from that. Some of that you've seen before. Some of what you haven't seen before is with harvest finished, the crops taken off. We have had ours off, we've had the tractor through and it's done a bit of turning, and that's all well and good. But where we're growing all our veggies and this lot of flowers in a minute, next door to that side of the farm is Tailand's niece's farm, Jibjoy, which is that farm there. The road is up there, they face out onto that road. And Tony spoke to her niece and said, listen, can I use that first 1 rai of your property? I've got something I'd like to do. So she said yes, and so Tony had the tractor come in and turn it, and then turn it again to make it into fines, and then she got the cultivator out, and it's been furrowed with the cultivator. Yesterday we had 1,200 flower seedlings come, which filled this top half of this area. So that's another 1,200 flowers. They will follow up the second lot. So it'll be about 39 days on average, and they will start to produce. So we're going to have a lot of flowers coming online there for a while. But that's the top half of this area. And we had a heap of seeds, as I said before. And Tony decided it was time that they need to go in the ground. We've had them too long. So half of this is flowers, but then from there down to the back, which is probably a little over half, all of this has been planted with seeds, and we have a mixture of, we've got corn, we've got pumpkins, we've got melons, sugar melons, we've got tomatoes, we've got cucumbers, we have got various vegetables, we've got broccoli, we've got zucchini, we've got more variety than I know all the names of at this point in time. I did have all the packets laid out on all of the planting, so we knew what would come, and Tony dutifully sort of put them there too. But we had a bit of wind that came through, a bit of water from watering, blew them over, and so we'll wait and see what comes up where. Obviously a big thing is water, and getting water here, well, you can see there's a couple of lengths of PVC lying down there. There's another length there, plus all the ones which are going up from that solar pump, going all the way down to the lemon trees. So we were using that to pretty well flood all of these furrows and get them in a suitable condition to receive seeds. So all of these seedlings in here, the more delicate ones have straw on top, so they'll germinate, and we'll see what we have when we have it. But we got 1,200 flowers in, but there's a hell of a lot more seed that went in for the various vegetables and things. I'd be saying a couple of thousand individuals for seeds. Germination rate, of course, that has a big impact on, you know, what the actual outcome is, the volume of vegetables and things that we get out of it. But I'll keep you updated on that. It'll give me something to show you from time to time. But as I said before, we're up at 4 or 6 a.m. in the morning. Plenty for us to do, plenty of watering for us to do. Getting up at that sort of time, yeah, occasionally you have an afternoon siesta, or you'll grab an hour's kip or whatever to recharge your battery. We go to bed reasonably early, you know, on average we're about 8 p.m. We're not really sort of great ones for watching a lot of TV or, you know, videos. Yeah, we both look at a bit of YouTube, and we both look at a bit of social media. Where I was a bit of a night owl prior to living here full time, I would often not go to bed until after midnight, and that's just the way it was. But even though I used to get up quite regularly at around sort of 6, I might wake at 5 and get up at 6. I'm pretty well up at 6 every day, so no great drama there, plenty to do. So that's where we're at. We've been keeping busy, had, you know, a few things happen. We've had a few funerals to go to. They seem to go through spates of that, through patches of. The other morning we were going to the market. It was 1 a.m, 12:30 we got there, had pretty well set up. 1 a.m. I went for a walk to the 7-Eleven, which is only about 70 metres, 60, 70 metres away, up onto the main road, and then down about 4 buildings opposite the hospital. So I went there and got a couple of long espressos, and I walked those back. And as I was turning the corner down into the market off the main road, I heard a clatter and a sliding noise. Now, I thought about turning around to look and see what it was, but I didn't, because when I was in the 7-Eleven negotiating, going in and out the door there, it's just after midnight that they normally have their restock, and the truck was out the front, and the guy was there with his sack trolley, and he was moving cartons and crates and plastic boxes into the building. He was making a bit of a noise and clattering. So when I heard a noise, I just thought, oh, it's just him making a bit of noise on the lift on the back of the truck with his sack trolley. And I decided not to turn around and have a look, because I thought I knew what the noise was. It didn't matter. Well, I got back down to Talani's flour stall and opened up the coffees and popped the sugar in and gave them a bit of a stir, and just about that point we had a woman come down talking loud to everybody from the main road, and it turns out that the noise that I heard was actually a collision between a car and a motorcycle with the sidecar on it. And it was an older gentleman coming to market, a guy who normally sets up a stall and he barbecues fish just on the corner of the road by the market near where we are. Apparently had a collision, and it resulted in a fatality. This is right out front of the hospital, beside the main gate. It's the opposite side of the road from the 7-Eleven. And that was a bit of a shock. And then I immediately knew that the noise that I heard was that accident, but I wouldn't have been able to see it, because the road is divided at that point. There's a centre median, and there is sort of a half-height hedge going across it. You look across and all you really see is the raised fence of the hospital. You can't actually see the cars that are actually on that bit of the road. So that was a bit sad. And then it wasn't another 5 minutes later, another person came down and they told us it was a double fatality. The man that was coming had his wife on the back of the vehicle, and they both died in the collision. So you get that happen, and it was oh so close. You're thankful for waking up every morning. Yeah, things like that can come so close. Anyway, that's where we're at the moment. Talon's getting prepared, cutting her flowers and things like that, and they're all going in the back of the Suzuki. She'll be doing that all tomorrow. Then tomorrow night we will put the Suzuki in the market, and we'll get the stalls sort of set up. That'll happen about 9 p.m. and then we'll be back at 1 a.m. the next day to open up the stall, and Talon will start selling. I'll leave about 3 a.m, come home, get a little bit of kip, and then I'll get on with the chores of watering and all the other stuff that's going on while Talon is not available to do all that. So please subscribe. Please give us a comment, ask questions, things that are unclear, or it doesn't have to be on topic. It can be off topic, it can be anything that comes to mind. So, as I said, please subscribe. Comments are great. A like is also useful. Thanks guys. Catch you later.